Okay, and because I cannot control the weather, we're gonna leave the S-Max again today, and we're gonna look at this Volvo. Maybe that I can do something with it, even with this weather the way it is. So let's gonna get into it and see what is wrong with this. Right, so the car is a 2008 V50 2-liter diesel. That is not really important, because the issue with this thing is, let me show you what the issue is. I haven't seen it. The guy literally dropped it here, told me what the problem was, and I have not even checked it. But let me try to see if I can. Ooh, what's wrong with this? Oh, looks like he's gonna need a starter motor. So that's my issue. Airbag service urgent, as you can see in there. Okay, and we have a airbag light on. So that's the issue, and I think there's no point here to be doing anything else other than plug in the maxi Cs and see what we have. By the way, this car is a car that came from another garage. Apparently, I think this car is for sale, and obviously he was trying to sell it, the car, and this light came on, and so obviously now he wants this fixed before he can sell the car. So enough further ado, let's gonna plug in the maxi Cs and go from there. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh no, and they are both here. Look at that. Oh no. Right, so if we add only this code, okay, but now we even have that one, which is power supply low voltage. So we all know what happens when you let the batteries run kind of flat and it tries to crank engines, or when you jump start. Is a nightmare. Now CFFF, so obviously that one doesn't really matter for now. Power supply low voltage. I don't know the background of the car, but I can guarantee you either the battery was low and has been replaced, they tried to crank the car with a low battery, they jump start the car, whatever they done to this. But this CFFF intermittent fault, control module internal fault. I've captured this on this video here on a different car. I think it was a different car, I'm not sure. I'll have to see when I load the thumbnail. Anyway, am I gonna capture the same thing? Why not? We'll just quickly do it. It's gonna be quick because I don't need to be fault finding anything. This is basically a control module that got corrupted inside. The memory, the data inside the control module got corrupted. So we're going to try to find where the module is on this car. I'm going to guess it's going to be here somewhere. Usually is where they live. We're going to take the module, open the module, and do the repair. Okay, and as soon as I've started to pull a few covers and one there, I pull it here, and you can see the module right there at the back, at the bottom, sorry. A yellow thing, that's my airbag module. So we're gonna have to take this center console out. Let's gotta figure out how this comes off, and yeah, and pull the module out. Okay, and how to record this again, because the phone stopped recording, no space on my card, and I was just talking here for nobody. Right, so center console is out. I'm not going to take you through too much into detail on how to remove this. I'm sure there is videos out there showing you how to do it. To be fair with you, it's not rocket science either. So the first thing you need to do is remove. So this is the center console. Okay, you need to remove this trim. Right, to remove this trim, there is two screws right here at the back. One there, one there. So you open this cover, this lid, and you expose two screws here at the back. Once you have these screws out, just pry the whole thing off. This thing has no other screws, just some clips, spring-loaded clips, metal clips. Pull it all the way out until you be able to disconnect the cigarette lighter, and this comes off. Then at the bottom of there's a cover. Take the cover, that exposes 2 screws. Take those screws out, and then you come here to the front. You remove this trim from there, just pry it out, that comes off, and then you take the cover here. There's a cover here at the back, like so. No, sorry, yeah, like this. Take that off, and you'll be able to put your hands behind and push this screen out. Push it out, careful to not damage the cables. Unplug this, and then you expose 2 screws here at the top. Okay, take these screws. Then when you take this cover, you're going to expose another 2 screws here. Take these screws out, and once you take these screws out, because you have already removed everything at the back, you are able to slide the whole center console forward. You slide it forward a little bit, and that exposes 2 screws here that holds the rest of the floating console here and there. Take these screws off, and then just mind the plugs that are still connected, unplug everything, and that floating console comes off completely. Then for the rest of the center console, you need to take this thing off that goes here around. Just spray it out. There's some clips here, okay, plastic clips, and then there is a plug right there in the middle that connects to the center console. Don't forget to unplug that, and then just wiggle the thing out, and the whole thing just comes off, as you can see. Okay, that obviously exposes years of dust and our airbag module. So let's go and remove the module. I think there is only, yeah, there's 2 plugs, then there is 4, I think there's 10mm bolts. There we go, there's 4 10mm bolts to remove the module. So let's gonna take it out and then do some work on it, try to repair it. Correction, they are not 10mm heads, they are 8. I just quick checked while you're here now. Obviously just check, make sure the plugs are clean, nothing has been dripped into this. You know, sometimes this is where the bottle or cup holders are, so just make sure. But no, the plugs are clean, there's nothing wrong there. So let's gonna go to the bench and see what we can do with this thing. Okay, on the bench, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this module. Looks like there is a, it's too big. I think I'm gonna need the other one, am I? Okay. There's a few screws here. Now for you guys that are gonna ask if I disconnect the battery, no I haven't, but I do highly recommend. Obviously ignition was off. Okay, so well, this comes off anymore. There is no more bolt. There we go. Here is our module. Right. Let me see if I still have. So now we're gonna have to read a chip here, which I think. So this has a MC. We're gonna have to read this chip here, which is a MC9S12DG128 VPVE. Mask is 1L59W. I wish this was an EEPROM because it would be way easier, but it is not. Well, let's gonna make the connections and read this thing. Okay, and I'm actually pretty much on the last stretch of the repair. The read has been done. I already wrote a good EEPROM file that I had saved from my previous job, which is this one here. This one is possibly okay, but I never tested it. This one is definitely good. And then I still have a backup from this module now that I backed up, and I'm gonna delete that anyway. But this is actually a flash file. I never had a copy of the flash file when I done the first one, so this time I took the opportunity and I copied the flash file. It took me a little bit to read this. I really need to get a better or a more up-to-date Xprog. My Xprog, a lot of the times when he reads, when he does the verification, he fails on the verification, and he does the same when I try to write. I've been saying these, but and I just keep using it. Usually it takes me 3, 4, 5 attempts sometimes for the reading or the writing to actually go all the way with no errors during the verification. A quick note here, guys, because obviously I'm not going to take you through the whole fault finding on these cases, as we know. I already done these in the past. This is just another one. I already wrote the file, and one thing that I'm going to show you here now is because to write and read this module, you need to lift pin number 42. So the connections for these are these ones here. So is these ones here. So it's only 4 wires, but pin 42 you need to lift the pin from the board, and then obviously to try you either push the pin down and you resolder the pin, but if it doesn't work and you need to lift it again, if you start to do it too many times, you know what's going to happen to that pin. So what I've decided to do here was this. So I decided to use a 0.1 millimeter jumper wire, and as you can see, I've just soldered the wire to the pin. So as you can see, the pin is lifted. This is the end of the pin, is lifted up, and there's a wire that goes here, goes all the way around, and then goes back and is soldered on the pad. You can barely see the wire there. I don't know if you can see it, just a tiny bit. There we go. So you can see the wire here. So I'm gonna, with the wire, I'm gonna show you that everything is working, and then all we have to do is take this jumper wire, push the pin down, and resolder the pin. If you try to connect the module to the car without connect the reset pin, the module does not boot, and you have no communications with the module whatsoever. Nothing works, so you can't really do that. So we're gonna just quick put the module in there, and I'll show you in a minute that we have no faults. Okay, so another quick thing that you also need to do is you need to connect this stuff, otherwise you have no cluster, because it all connects together. So you need to connect all these things. You don't need to connect anything on the center console, but that screen and this is connected. So let's gonna turn the ignition on, and as you're gonna see, airbag light is off. And if I come here now and I do a scan, obviously airbag light comes on during the scan, but if I go to trouble codes, boom, no codes. Now we're gonna come back. As you're gonna see, the airbag light will go off again. There we go. So as I said, all we're gonna do now is resolder the pin into place and close the module and just put everything back together. And I think that's when I'm gonna see you next. Just to wrap up the video, really, as you've seen, a really quick video. Was not a lot to investigate, as it was on the first one I've done, where I was not aware of this fault and I had to make sure I was doing the right call. Now here, you progress, I'm more confident of what the issue is, etc, etc. So, but yeah, guys, that's what it is. So that's what we're gonna do, and I see you very shortly. And just quickly make sure we don't have any shorted pins. we don't want that, that's for sure. There's a little bit of fibers from the cotton bud I've used to clean this. Let's see if we can take that off. Okay, so the reset pin is this pin here. Okay, as you can see, it's proper sorted again. It's all the way down. It's good. Looks good to me. So let's gonna assemble this, put it back, and hopefully wrap up this video. Just finished putting all back together, and we should be ready to give it a go. So everything is back in place, okay, and we can now try and hopefully wrap up this. There we go, job done. And I will just do one more scan to the airbag module so you guys can see again that we have no codes. Okay, so that's it. Problem is fixed, and yeah, that's it. I know it's just about the same as I've done on the other video. I'm gonna leave the link to that video in the description below. If you are interested on that video, I've done a lot of checks. I was not 100% sure what the problem was. Obviously, you learn with time. Now I know that this CFFF, it is usually a corrupted EEPROM. At the time I didn't really knew, so I've done a lot of investigation. Watch that video if you want. But these guys is pretty much how you resolve this issue on these cars. And again, usually happens when the batteries run low. If you try to crank the engine with a really low battery, or doing jump starts and things like that. So be very careful when you do things like that. And that's it. So with no further ado, guys, let's go and wrap up this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Maybe I've done things slightly different than I've done on the other video, and it's more understandable. Who knows? If you do still have any questions, guys, you know exactly how it works. Just put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.